At the end of lesson 2 are some rules for naming our variables. Variable names must begin with a letter or an underscore character, and they cannot contain spaces. So let's just check that out right away. Let's say int my age, I put a space in there, equals 17. I try to compile that, and it does not work. It gives you a crazy error that makes no sense, semicolon expected. You say, what the heck? I've got a semicolon there, that's not the problem. So Java is really not treating that very well. So you need to put those two words together, get rid of the space like that, or as the naming conventions at the bottom of the page says, you should start every new word with an uppercase letter. This is not a steadfast rule, but it could be for your professor in college, or it could be at your workplace. They might make you name variables like that, and you have to, or else you get in trouble. So no spaces inside variable names. What they say, it cannot begin with anything but a letter or an underscore. So if I say double 12 pack of soda, for example, the price I want to keep track of is $3.49, $3.49. Well, I'm starting that variable name with a number, and now it gives a totally different error message, not a statement. Well, I've got a semicolon after it, got a nice double and a variable name and an equal sign and a value, but still it does not work because you cannot start variable names with a number. You can say underscore like it says, and then it works fine, or you could perhaps spell it out, 12 pack like that, and that works too. But you cannot start with a number. That's not going to work. So I'll comment that out. And you cannot put a space in your variable names. Another word for a variable name is an identifier. You might see that, you will see this throughout the year in the Barron's Guide we use to cram for the AP exam, and other textbooks, other videos perhaps. Another name for a variable name, a variable's name is identifier. So if I say identifier, that's just simply a fancy word for the name of a variable. What else is here? Again, the only punctuation permissible inside the name of the variable, inside the identifier, is an underscore. So I can't go like int my dot age equals 16. That's punctuation. That's not an underscore, a period there. That's not going to work. I have to use an underscore or else change the A to a capital A, preferably, either way. What else is here? Variable names cannot be one of the reserved words, those keywords we use every day in class, like int and void and class. So you cannot say int class equals 31, perhaps to represent our class's size. That's also not a statement. You can't do that because class is a special word. You can't say, for example, double void equals 3.25 because void is a special word in Java that's saved for special purposes. That doesn't work either. Okay, so just keep it simple. Keep these names simple. Don't make them fancy. Just a few undercase letters. It says to refer to Appendix A for all of the reserved words that you cannot use. You don't have to memorize these for us, but if you want to look at them, you cannot use all these words here. There's what, 3, 6, and about 50 reserved words in Java that we cannot use. Words like int and class, and there's void. Most of these we've not seen, of course, but many we have. Again, the last part of chapter 2, the very last part, is a preferred way to name things. And number 1, keep the name simple. But if you have multiple words in your identifier, in your variable's name, start the second word with an uppercase letter or put an underscore between them. But keep them simple. It's nice to be descriptive. Like, don't say double x equals 2.78. If that's the hypotenuse of your triangle, go ahead and name it something like maybe HYP for hypotenuse. Don't say double x equals 14. If x is the area of your rectangle, name it area. So keep it simple, but also keep it descriptive, and you'll keep your professor happy in college, I promise.